John Morrison shoots on Logan Paul this week on the Insight podcast with Chris Van Vliet. We double dipped on the Chris Van Vliet clips this week with the other clip from LA Knight. This was not one that I wanted to cover. I don't like John Morrison. I know a lot of people do. I know a lot of people are very high on John Morrison. This will be a controversial take. I don't give a fuck. It's my show. I don't like John Morrison. He's got more go away heat with me than Jeff Jarrett does. You know, if Jeff Jarrett is here, John Morrison is like way down here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck about. I'm not a fan, but so I was gonna skip this interview. Don't care what he has to say. But apparently, news had spread that he went a little hard on Logan Paul. So that kind of piqued my curiosity, and I had to do my job as a podcast journalist. You know, that's what I do, is I bring you the newsworthy clips of the week. And certainly if John Morrison's out there shooting on Logan Paul, that it has to be newsworthy. So I was ready to listen to this and be all outraged about John Morrison taking shots at Logan Paul. But that wasn't quite how it ended up. I have a bit more of a nuanced take, and we'll get to that after this clip.
What do you think of Logan Paul, speaking of celebrities that are in WWE? He's 3 matches in as we sit here right now.
Here's what I think of Logan Paul. Man, remember when he had that match and he said he completely blew out his knee? All 3 ligaments, his ACL, PCL, MCL, and then come to find out, like, he just kind of had a sore knee. Oh, man, poor guy. I feel like he's had 3 matches. He's acting like, and a lot of people are acting like, he's God's gift. And if he wanted to have, I've had close to 4,000 matches, and I've torn both knees for real, like no MCL, partially torn, scope, partial ACL. If he wants to stay in the business and do it for real, why doesn't he talk about wrestling then? Because right now, I think he's getting a lot of help from the best minds in the business and pretending like he's doing more of it than he is. Because without the help of the people surrounding, I think Logan Paul falls flat on his face.
So you're saying, like, if Logan Paul were to go to a wrestling school and then have 3 matches on the independents, they wouldn't look that good?
Not even close. I think Logan Paul is an extremely gifted athlete.
100%.
And his potential to become a phenomenal wrestler is 100% there. Mm-hmm. What he did, though, is indicative of that. Not to say that he has those skills now. He could obtain them through years of work. But hopefully, I don't know him well enough to know if he knows that he doesn't, or if he believes his own hype. It'd be interesting.
I don't know if anybody's ever had their first 3 WWE matches look as good as his first 3 WWE matches.
Don't know if anyone's had their first WWE matches rehearsed as much as he's rehearsed his 3 matches either. Especially like working one-on-one with Shawn Michaels. Who in the business can say that they worked for a month on one match with Shawn Michaels?
So I agree and I disagree. I actually kind of think he's got a point here that Logan Paul, who gets to train for a month or a couple months with Shawn Michaels every day on one match. So of course it's going to be a fucking fantastic match. Logan Paul received universal praise for the matches. I think only 3 matches he's had in WWE, but those 3 matches were amongst the best 3 matches of any celebrity, the best matches of any celebrity. That's inarguable. But amongst the best rookie matches, like rookie year, first time in a ring. Are you fucking kidding me? But I hadn't thought about it in the way that, and that's why I was ready to be outraged. But Morrison, has a point. I hadn't thought about it like that. Of course, when you're spending months training with the very best on one match, you're rehearsing things, you're walking through it. Now, of course, he's not rehearsing taking fucking bumps through tables and shit, diving off the top rope through a table. Like, you don't rehearse that kind of shit. But still, you know, you're working with the best for months on end. That's not an opportunity that other wrestlers get. They have to work their way up. They have to learn it on the fly with experience. They don't get that hand-picked elite level legend status training. I mean, Shawn Michaels is the best wrestler that's ever lived in the history of human wrestling, right? He's the king. He's the man. He's the GOAT, if you will. So to have that one-on-one with him and Logan Paul, obviously Logan Paul, I mean, if he's any kind of athlete at all, if he has any kind of talent in him whatsoever, Shawn Michaels' guidance will lead him to amazing 4.5, 5-star matches. Absolutely. So he's right. I didn't think about it like that. I was ready to kind of pounce on him. Now, where I will push back is Morrison had kind of said that didn't think that Logan had passion, that he didn't see the passion in Logan, that Logan only got his little knee injury and now he doesn't talk about wrestling anymore, really, or whatever. He doesn't feel that Logan has a passion for wrestling. I will push back against that, because you don't do the shit that Logan Paul did if you don't have the passion for it. I'm sorry. You don't spend all that time training with legends to get your match perfected if it's something that you're just, I don't care. I'm just here for the paycheck. You know what I mean? He's not Raw Celebrity General Manager of the Week. He's fucking... There's pictures of him holding up one of those cardboard fucking homemade championship belts as a kid. He's a mark. He's a wrestling fan. He has a passion for it. He has the bug, just like all of us. He loves it. Even when he got in the ring, he's talked about this on his podcast, that once he did it, like, now I want to be the best at it. I really want to do this. He's made no bones about that. And sure, look, he didn't sign a fucking full-time deal. He's a celebrity. He's got other shit to do. He's got other business ventures. He is a celebrity part-timer. He's not a full-timer. So if you're going to say that that's no passion, then fine, I guess. But look, man, he wasn't there for the paycheck. He didn't need the paycheck. He showed up because he wanted to be a wrestler. He loves wrestling. He wanted to try it. Once he tried it, holy fuck, this is awesome. This is the greatest shit I've ever done. I want to now push myself as hard as I can to be the best at this. I had said it before, you know, when I played the clip of Logan saying this exact thing from his podcast. I said if Logan were to choose to work full-time in the WWE, I really, truly believe that if he just made this his next full career and did this for fucking 10 years, he would be a Hall of Fame level talent. Absolutely. I know that might be a controversial thing to say, whatever. Fucking at me, bro, in the comments. I don't care. If Logan Paul went as a full-time professional wrestler for 10 years, he would have a Hall of Fame run. Absolutely. I have no doubt in my mind about that. But to question this man's passion as a fucking celebrity, he does not need to sit out there and be training for months on end with Shawn Michaels, going to the PC all the time. He doesn't need to be throwing himself through tables off the top rope. He doesn't need to put himself in situations where he can get injured and get hurt. He doesn't need to work to that next level to have those kind of matches. It's not necessary. I think Morrison has a little bit of jealousy. He was very outspoken against, like, he's doing this fucking celebrity boxing shit now, apparently. And it's his goal to beat up YouTubers. He was ragging on Jake Paul as well. And look, that might be just his way of getting himself a payday, right? Because he was asked, why are you doing this? He's like, money. So, he might be just trying to stir up the YouTubers too, to be the guy that fights YouTubers. You know what I mean? Trying to create a gimmick for himself. He's working, brother. So that could be too, but it seems like he's kind of got a hair up his ass in general about the Paul brothers and just doesn't like them, because he was on the flip end. He was praising Bad Bunny, but look, he worked with Bad Bunny. He was the one in the match with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny only did one match. You didn't hear Morrison wasn't out there, I don't think Bad Bunny has the passion for it, or fucking, Bad Bunny had to rehearse his. He didn't say any of that shit about him. So there's definitely a little bit of something there for him to be burying Logan Paul. It's not just true, honest feelings. Though he has a point, and I'll give him his point. I still think John Morrison's a douchebag. He screams douchebag to me. I just don't see why people like him. I don't think he stands out in the ring. I can do flippy floppies. Anybody can do flippy floppies. It doesn't impress me, bro. It's not he's athletic. Who cares? Every wrestler's athletic. It's not a thing that sets you apart. Does he have character, charisma, personality of any kind that makes you go, God, I just can't get enough of a fucking John Morrison? No. Not at all. He's a fucking douchebag. Not only that, not only is he just boring and stale, but he's a douchebag. This entire interview was just pure douchebaggery. Our personalities clash so much. I mean, if you are a Giant fan and you thought he came across as a likable, nice guy, you probably think I'm a douchebag because our personalities clash. And his type doesn't go with my type. We don't like your type around these parts here. I just don't like him. He screams douchebag. If you ask me, name a wrestler that strikes you as a giant douchebag, John Morrison. Don't even got to think about it. He's fighting Harley Mortenstein. Harley from Epic Mealtime. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Epic Mealtime. It's like old school YouTube now, but it was one of the biggest shows on YouTube for a long time. And I love me some Harley. Epic Mealtime. Love me some Epic Mealtime. I hope Harley eats a lot of bacon. I hope Harley knocks Morrison the fuck out. This is a fight I'm going to want to see. I really hope Morrison doesn't win. I hope Harley knocks him the fuck out, stuffs some gay bacon in his mouth. That's they use it for their candy dishes on Epic Mealtime. It's like, because bacon's their gimmick. They put bacon in everything. But when they do a candy dish, they do gay bacon, which is like this rainbow colored fucking like fruit roll up type strip thing. They call it gay bacon. So knock his ass out, stuff some gay bacon in his mouth, put your foot on top of him. Harley Mortenstein. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. But don't like John Morrison. Fuck John Morrison. Come at me, bro, in the comments. And love to have a discussion about John Morrison. It was no, I won't even say it was a good interview because I just don't like Morrison. But it was newsworthy. He was taking some pretty pointed shots at the Paul brothers, so I thought it deserved some attention. And now that I have brought attention to it, I'm going to move on with my life and on to the next. Hey, thanks for checking out that clip. Don't forget to check out other clips here on the channel. And while you're there, throw a like, throw a subscribe. And don't forget to check out full episodes each and every Sunday of the Pro Wrestling Podcast.